Tell me what you just experienced.
It was a cacophony of sound, but a joyful noise.
That's perfect.
Today, the Jinja Children's Home bursts with joy, laughter, and honestly, just a hope for the future. But 2 years ago, it was a place of deep struggle. My very first visit revealed children sharing bunks because there just wasn't enough beds. The kids were often hungry, surviving on sometimes just one meal a day. And education was always uncertain because of the high, super high cost of tuition fees. In just 2 short years, I've personally witnessed lives be transformed at the Jinja Children's Home. On that very first visit, there were 39 kids and only 20 beds. Since then, the orphanage has now expanded to 50 kids. We had to expand the home. Last year, we were able to finish and build a brand new home for the girls and the boys to have their own that allowed every single kid to have a bed for themselves.
I was here 2 months ago, and this was the project. This house needed to be finished. There was no windows, there was no paint, there was no floor. Everything is complete now, and this house is being lived in. There's at least 25 beds in here, if not more. Before this, every kid was sharing beds. They were all in one house, boys and girls. They were crammed into there. Now there's this incredible second space for the boys. That one's for the girls. It's incredible. They each have their own bed. It's nice. It's a nice place for them to be living. So thank you to those who gave and partnered on this particular project. This was a really important milestone.
When we first got here 2 years ago, the kids were skipping so many meals. Since then, we've been able to help them improve the overall nutrition of the orphanage and, like I said, install a brand new kitchen at the home. Their diet is often comprised of a few things. Something called posha, which is basically ground up corn that they boil, kind of like grits but thicker, and then beans. Beans and posha consist of the majority of food. Sometimes they'll have a different porridge in the morning that they have before school. But when we first arrived, they were having that maybe once a day. Now they're eating 3 times a day. That's because of people like you supporting and helping push forward this school. The transformation over 2 years has been astounding to see them go from this to now that. Providing a good education to each child is one of the simplest ways we can set them up for a better future. We're currently building the Jinja Children's School right next door to the orphanage. This school will help each kid get the best education possible, like Annette, who moved to the home when she was only 6 years old.
I grew up with my grandmother. My grandfather died. I had nowhere to go. I found a grandmother who picked me, and I grew up with her. We were selling some things like tomatoes to get her to eat. Now one day when we were back home, she got an accident. Some people, those homeless, never let me. And now after that grandmother died, they decided to chase me. Now I had to go and I started getting something to eat there. I was on the street, singing for people to get some money to get what to eat. And then I found a prison who wanted me. And I brought me here for studies and my parents studied.
How did you find Joseph? Did you sing for him one day, or how did you find him?
I sang for him
And he said, he asked your story, and
I read the story. And then after knowing the story, he brought me.
wow. And how many years ago was that?
I was 6 years.
You were 6 years. So you were on the streets singing and trying to like raise the money, and who found you?
Yes. I like singing.
Yeah.
I am a good singer. That's why I need to learn that. Then
A. Okay.
Then the E.
Then the E. Okay. I'm gonna give you
What is it like to have so many brothers and sisters?
I like.
Yeah.
I love them.
Does it feel like a family?
Yeah. Being so many, it brings it brings unity among us, and we can help one another.
When I got to meet Annette only 2 years ago, she was much more shy, she was more withheld. When some of that just happens as we come and we spend time with them, but this trip, Annette came to life. She's an incredibly gifted musician who, as Craig sat with her and started teaching her guitar, picked everything up in a matter of minutes and was literally learning to play songs and singing. She has a heart to teach the Bible. She loves to teach. Her dream is to become an educator, a lecturer, as she says. Getting to sit with Annette and hear her story and her heart and see the tender way in which she cares for the younger children because she's being taught by the aunties that serve there. It changes the way you see all of these children when you see one or two of them really up close. Providing a good education to every child is one of the easiest ways to help set them up for a better future.
My name is Mumbia Joseph. I am the director of Jinja Children's Home. My vision for the future is to see that we have capacity of helping a lot of orphans.
Alongside Joseph and the board of the orphanage and all the people that help serve in Jinja, we have a long-term plan to help the Jinja Children's Home and this school become sustainable, but we're not quite there yet. You can help our kids with a monthly donation at nationsoutreach.org/Jinja. The link is in the description below, and your donation will provide food, shelter, and education.
And the reason why education is too important to me because I believe here in Uganda, most jobs are done by people who have gone to school. So I think the only way you can organize for a kid is to give the kid education. My target as the leader of the organization, I want to see that we reach an extent of having a primary school, which we started on, and next year it is operating. And after primary school, we shall set a secondary school, and then we shall look forward to having our own clinic so that we can be able to have a place at least where even outsiders can come for treatment and they pay something, but even we have where we treat our kids from.